Today I want to talk briefly about a variation on the Mitchell match that was around in the very late 1970s and very early 1980s, and that's the 840 reels. The match, the standard match at that day was the 440A and the 441A, which is the right hand wind version. And there was an 840, eventually an 840A and an 840 match. And these reels have a faster retrieve than the standard ones. Instead of 5-1, they're 6-1. So with a fine line match spool fully loaded, they retrieve about 36 inches of line every rotation of the handle, instead of about 30 inches or just under 30 inches. So fast retrieve, and that meant different gearing inside, and the gearing is stronger, they're smoother. So on the face of it, this is an 840 that I obtained 6 or 7 years ago, maybe, can't remember. This reel is slightly modified in that the standard 840 had the torpedo handle there, and I've changed it to a twist grip. I've undone the screw, there's a little cap over the screw, taken it off, put on a new twist, which I like. I prefer that. The handle is slightly longer because of the increased torque than on the standard 440. There's a 440 there. And the other main difference physically, well, the two other differences are that the gearbox is actually thicker to accommodate those gears. The gears are better inside, and the reel's smoother as a result. And the other easy to spot difference is that the anti-reverse is on the top there instead of on the back. You can see it there on the back. This one's been sawn off. This particular one was given to me. It was not very good condition, and it was used by Frank Barlow, Nottingham angler, to settle a debt with someone who'd moved to Dorset, and he said, "Oh, I've got this on." He's no longer fishing, and would you like it? It was a bit of a rough diamond, this one. It needed some work on it, but it does work now, and yeah, it's not a bad reel at all. Like I say, this is the 840. The 840 match would have this handle. The 840 standard, the torpedo. The 840A has the stem of the reel with the reinforced stem, which you can actually see on this 440A that's been modified to have that. So eventually they brought that onto this reel. These are comparatively rare compared to the 440s. There's something like 750 million, including left-hand variants, were made of the 440, and of these there were the standard 840s, something like 19,000, about 6,000 are the matches, and then the 841s and the A's. So it's only about 30,000 compared to 750 million. So there's 25 times more of these around than these. I bought one, it must have been the match, the 840 match, in about 1979 or 80. It cost, I think they were meant to be about £30, just over £30. I paid about £28, a little bit of discount, 10% off or something. And I found, I don't know whether I got more tangles with it on the river, and I struggled to get on with it. I wanted another match reel at that time. My original two 440 matches were worn out. I'd already got a 440A, and I thought I'd treat myself to one of these, but I took it back and swapped it for a 440 and got the cash difference, which was about £7 difference. Got that back. I just switched the spools over, so I started using the new spools. So the new spools off the 440 went onto the 840, and they resold it. I hadn't used it very much. I seem to get a lot of spin ups with the maggots spinning up, retrieving fast on the river, and a few tangles around the bail that seem to be excessive. This one I got 7 or 8 years ago. There's a job lot of reels. There were some matches in there that were pretty poor. Never really got them going. They're sort of parts reels, really. This was in there. The bail arm had it all missing. There were some spools in there, a Mitchell 300 and a 410 as well. All for 20 quid, so a bargain. So this only cost me about 4 quid, and then putting the bits on it. It's taken a while to get it going. It seems to be prone for its screws to come loose. The one on the little lever that trips on the bail arm under there, that comes undone. And yeah, do need to keep an eye on what's going on with it. I've used it a few times, and it seems to be nice to use on a still water for waggler fishing well out. Very smooth. You don't get the line spin ups like you do on a river. And like I say, it's nice to use. The colour of it, as you can see, the blue of the 440s, the original blues were much darker than that. It's a sort of chocolate, a chocolate brown, really, very dark chocolate. And that's the only colour that they were ever done in. These are really mint. One of these, an 840 match, can be worth quite a lot of money, especially if it came with a box. I quite like it. I probably need to continue to sort of mess around with it to get it to work perfectly. Yeah, definitely one to keep. On that note, I'm going to say goodbye and see you next time.